GloryDaze. The best of Morning Glory with PJ and Jim on Radio Nova.
With Apple Green, brightening your day. Now, bringing over 400 M&S food favourites to make every stop tastier.
Here we go again. We've just been, I tell you, just before we did this, we started the podcast, right? We were doing this little sort of ad promo thing for something that's on the show next week that involves rugby, which is just always endlessly entertaining with PJ.
Well, I just don't know anything about it, in spite of the fact that I actually briefly had to play it in school for a couple of years, few years actually.
Because, and we do talk about this a lot. Obviously, you know, people say they're into sport, and what they really mean is there's probably 2 or 3, maybe 4 or 5 that they kind of, you know, differing degrees. Like they have one sport they love, like maybe they're mad into soccer or mad into GA,
and then
whatever, and then, you know,
side sports,
and then a little bit on it. But like, you know, people say they're into sport. Oh, I love all sports, me, all sports.
Yeah,
but they don't necessarily mean, you know,
cricket or lawn bowls, or something like that, you know. So there's some sports elude people, regardless.
Table tennis, or
and people who are into people say, I love all sports, and you go, motorsport, no.
Yeah.
Right, so not all sports then. Well, you know, sports, real sport with a ball. It takes 2 balls to race a bike, my friend.
Because that's the thing about motorsport as well, is that, you know, the as a spectator sport, you can't, I mean, there's no two ways. We've said this a few times. There's a few sports that fall into this category, right? It is a spectator sport, providing you're watching it on the telly.
Which motorsport?
Motorsport.
Yeah, I mean, because when you go to road racing, it's incredible. Yeah. Because you see them literally go past you on public roads at 200 miles an hour, maybe. Yeah. Like insane sport. And you go, and you go, that is incredible.
Yeah. Now I just have to get the picnic out and wait another hour, and they might be back.
And when will they come back around and all? So it's a great experience to see it. But I know what you mean. But like, if you're going to, like if you're in,
like at a Grand Prix, right? A Grand Prix, they're huge events, and the tickets are really expensive.
Huge events, incredibly expensive, the whole lot. But you do have to watch a lot of it on the screen. You do. Yeah. And if you're in a good seat, you're looking at the screen.
I was just going to say, you're in a stand, and like you get that moment of like, whatever, right? And then it's like, how long are you
be back now in 3 minutes, 2 minutes maybe. I guess the lap times are getting quicker.
Maybe that's the. Maybe that's.
Whereas you are definitely fully engaged.
And rugby, funnily enough, is that because
rugby's like that because you don't know where the ball is. You only see the ball every 5 minutes.
But that's the weird thing. I would say that I quite like rugby. It wouldn't be top, you know what I mean? Like you know, but because I never played it, and there are still rules, sort of around the edges, that I don't fully understand.
There's about 4 rules everyone knows, and then the rest are just complete blitzkrieg. No one has a clue what's going on after that.
Well, I remember going to see rugby or whatever in the Aviva, and you know, if you're not in the good seats, like if you're not close to the pitch, if you're up in the gods a bit, it does become a little bit sort of.
Well, you can't see what's happening. It's just people lying around. It's just people lying around.
Just become a little bit. Like, what's going on?
Fucking ball. What is happening?
Because I mean, I've been to Croke Park for All Ireland's, and you're up, and literally you couldn't be any higher than I was. My back was to the wall. Yeah, it was the highest, the furthest seat away. But still, you can appreciate the game.
You still see quality gameplay. Yeah, you do. Yeah.
But for rugby, it doesn't quite work that way.
And then you have to hear the ref, fella lying down, ball up his jumper, 2 men taking out socks. As you go, those all move around. Good boys, gentlemen. Thank you very much for playing.
I mean, if it's free flowing,
if you have to have a fucking commentator on the pitch, then the sport is not that engaging. You know, if the referee has to go, so the fella was tackled there, he fell over there. Another fella over there didn't know what was happening. Have to push him over. Shouldn't be pushing him over. Gonna have to pick him up. I think I carry on. Like, you go, that's what happened. How would you fuck off? You wouldn't like.
Well, people slag off kind of, you know, fans that only watch stuff on the telly and all that. But a lot of the time, it's just a better experience.
So where are you going to watch it? You can't chase them around on the field. Know what I mean?
Like, for example, you and I, right, being United supporters for a long time, okay?
Yeah.
But I mean, in fairness, it's not like we're in Old Trafford every second week or anything, right?
It's been years.
Exactly.
I'd say I'm knocking on 20 years.
You'd get a load of people who'd slag you off for not being a proper fan or whatever, or blah blah blah.
And that's true.
For not getting to the ground.
Yeah, so what?
But I mean,
at least I know what's going on. I know what's going on. Yeah. I see it. I'm still looking at it. I still know what's happening in the game. Yeah. You know, I still know who's playing and everything. I can't see a man's head. Who's that? I don't know. He's in a headlock. How the fuck am I supposed to know who it is? He's in a headlock.
So I'm just, it's one of those things. As much as I'm all for the atmosphere and the being there and the brilliant and the before and afters, which is, let's face it, with sport,
that is what it is.
The before and afters are a huge part.
Hugely, especially if you win.
Yeah, the social occasion that goes around.
That's probably that's what it's all about. Sense of community and all that rubbish. As long as you're winning, nothing worse than spending big money out to a game.
Absolutely. If you spent big money, but you have to say, even the social element when you lose, though. There's nothing like a load of lads and lads are great at this, because as we've had many stories on this show about every lad thinks he's better at everything than he really is.
Of course they do. There was a story in the paper today about 1 in 3 men thinks he'd score a penalty at the World Cup if he was given the chance. Yeah,
of course he does.
Yeah,
and probably pick a better team.
Oh yeah, and that was the other part. Yeah, he'd be able to pick. That was the other part of the story. Yes. He could pick a better team than his manager. Yeah,
well, I don't know what your man Tuchel does be at.
Yeah, he's a shitwit. Yeah, man, he's literally a shitwit. He's not that picking. He picked Thierry Ramsey there. He goes, "There's no player called." Well, he should have picked him.
And that's what I'm saying. So even if it goes wrong, right? If your team lost and there's a gang of you together. That's good crack, actually.
It can be, yeah.
Did you see when he passed it in? What was he thinking? I'd have taken it around the Of course you would have. You'd have taken it around the
I'd have taken it in there on the inside of my knee and dropped it down. And then I'd have done a double flicker and put it over his head and put it into the net. That's what he should have done. That's what I'd have done anyway.
Yeah.
You get all this nonsense, absolute nonsense.
But very entertaining.
And there's three of them out there weren't even wearing shorts, I don't think. Weren't even running around. They've no passion for the badge. They've no passion for what's it called? The crest, the t-shirts, the jersey. I don't know. I won't watch this shit. But they've no passion for it. Yeah. And they need to have passion for it. This is my team. This is our club.
Yeah.
No one's.
Because you do.
No one's bigger than the club. Well, he is. He's actually worth more than the club. Well, he shouldn't be. It's disgraceful.
Fans fall into a few different categories, don't they?
Yeah.
Because you do get whatever. Most people are sort of in the middle, and it's grand. They have their. They follow and they understand. There's a balance to it. The extremes are mad though. You get the one end who literally rose-coloured glasses, right?
Yeah.
Nothing their team does could be wrong.
Those are called Liverpool fans.
Right? Yeah. So you get them, everything's rose-coloured. It's like, even if they, and it was never our fault.
Never our fault.
And then you get the other extreme of a fan base who, no matter what, you could win 2 trophies in a season.
Yeah.
And they'd still
They're only shy.
Yeah, you'd lose one game. This is all over.
Yeah.
Get him out. Fire them.
Unbelievable.
Fire the whole team.
How have they got this far playing like that? How have they got this far playing like that? Your man's got 2 left knees. Shower of bastards.
Yeah.
I tell you something. Only everybody else is shitter than them.
The week before, you could have won the league.
Yeah.
But, you're playing in the
they
whatever.
Don't deserve to win the league. They don't deserve it. The smell off them when they come out of the stadium. That's the way it's narrated. Players won't stand next to them because they're smelly, not because they're good.
We are a strange bunch.
It is, yeah. Oh, it's unbelievable, yeah. It's like sports fans are.
I assume it's not the same in women's sport.
No, women's sports are totally different game. It's a much more supportive thing, though, women's sport,
I suppose, yeah, because
supporters are supporters. They're not like, they don't turn up and say, you get up, you fucking aegis. There's none of that. There is none of that. It just doesn't happen,
It's true, yeah.
You never see women standing up going, hey, you fucking, piss off back to Arsenal.
Yeah.
Big, stupid, bleeding hair on you. Never say, looking at them chanting things like, does the circus know you're here? Does the circus? Get up out with your clown. They don't do that.
No, they're probably it's probably supportive. It's
much more supportive.
Whatever,
it's come on and chat and try, and it's always trying to get younger people in and younger crowds in.
Hard luck is something you never hear you never hear male supporters say hard luck.
No, you don't.
You probably hear
Not
female
football,
supporters supporting things, and they, hard luck, I'll go again, or whatever it might be.
Yeah.
Lads would be like, for the love of Jay.
Yeah. You enjoy that, did you see his ticks? You came out to lose, well done. You got what you wanted.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I have to say now, Dubs in particular,
Dubs are unreal.
I remember I went to the match when Dublin played Wicklow in Aughrim.
Yeah.
And obviously it's a really small ground and there's no segregation. There isn't anyway.
No, there never isn't. Yeah,
so it doesn't matter, which is good. And so you're sitting among everybody or whatever. But like Dubs lads give their own Dubs players
more grief than anybody.
It's amazing. It's literally like lads shouting, "Don't give it to him! Don't give it to him!"
Yeah, what are you giving it to him for, you bleeding sheep shagger? Jesus.
About their own players.
Oh yeah, it's unreal.
Like one of them, a Dub would get the ball. Like a Dublin player would get the ball.
Yeah.
And they'd be like, with no point in looking at that.
Here he is.
Yeah, go on. Stick it wide again. Stick it wide again.
I wish he couldn't catch it. He's all hands and no feet. He catches it and kicks it out of the game. Fuckhead. Yeah, it's unbelievable.
Yeah. Weirdly
and then they win and goes, that was brilliant. I'm delighted with that now.
Yeah.
Bring on Galway, we'll hammer them. We'll destroy them.
Yeah.
It's an amazing thing.
Obviously you spent way more time, because you were literally a resident on the hill for so many
years and
so
years.
I'd say and obviously you were concentrating in the game or whatever, but I'd say,
well, you can concentrate in the game for so long in the hill.
Yeah.
There's always a moment.
If you have a situation where a lad is pulling a fully cooked chicken out of his jacket.
Yeah, well, that's true. He took a huge chicken out, well, not huge, like a bagged chicken out of his pocket. And then started just breaking it up and handing bits to the kids, and they were all just eating it. Yeah, pulling the carcass apart, the big smelly chicken, big sweaty chicken in his pocket, there for the whole half and everything. Summer, like. Yeah.
Brilliant.
Oh, unbelievable, yeah.
You don't
and then there was the elf fella that went down on the ground and everyone was trying to pick him up and panicking, because the hill gets so crowded.
Yeah, he could be stamped on.
Yeah, and they were like, get up, I thought he took a turn, Yeah. And then he goes, get away from me, I'm just soaking up the atmosphere, he goes. Soaking up the atmosphere, lying on the ground on the hill.
Was he locked?
Everyone was locked. I'd say, well, I would be there if he wasn't locked.
That's mad.
Yeah.
I'm
soaking up the atmosphere, and then
I do love that attempt when you embarrassed yourself a bit or whatever. That attempt to try and think of a reason why it might make sense.
Get away from me! I'm soaking up the atmosphere. Fucking unbelievable. And then there was that.
Yeah, somebody falls over and go. Grand. I thought I saw a coin.
A five
there.
or something. Yeah. I was just trying to pick it up for you. I don't need it. It's mad, isn't it?
Oh, brilliant.
When we were there years and it's so long ago, Kieran Whelan was playing. I tell the story all the time. Kieran Whelan was playing and he got a knock, and some culchy fella on the hill, the way there's always a random spattering of culchies. It was this Kerry fella goes, get up, read in your bollocks. And one of the hill got took umbrance. He goes, I love you now, he's one of the finest players in Ireland. The man goes, I never said he wasn't, I said he was on bollocks, and so are you. And everyone was just laughing their heads off. It was brilliant, absolutely brilliant. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, and you're like, that's magnificent stuff. Like the GAA is the best for that.
It is. It is a weird.
This thing that you get in
don't
rugby
know how
people applauding the opposition play and everything. What the fuck is wrong with a sport that applauds the opposition play?
What about sportsmanship, PJ? What about, the idea of
sportsmanship in sport?
The ultimate fair game. Well, I think the clue is in the name.
It's an ironic thing. You're not supposed to do it in the ring.
I mean, ultimately, the original premise of sport back in the Greco-Roman days or whatever was to ultimately just find the best, expression of human endeavour.
No, it wasn't. It was to kill the other fucker. That was when you went to gladiators would have swords and everything.
That was war.
And they would chop each other's heads off, and the Caesar fella with the thumbs up and down. Okay. And then you'd chop his head off and everything. And we can't go to that anymore, thankfully. We don't do those things. I want those things.
The Colosseum. Right, okay, I grant you. I was thinking more the Olympics and all of that, but in fairness,
that's just a watered down version.
Gladiators that's probably
and all of that, and then before boxing there was just lads with clubs hammering each other till one of them died and everything. And then you go to rugby and it's like fellas go, oh, that was great play. Oh God, didn't go our way, but what a marvellous play from the Frenchman there. You're like, what are you here for? Where's the atmosphere? No wonder you are allowed drink. If he's wearing half cut, there'd be nothing. You'd be all quiet.
Mind you, I suppose cricket must be a stage further than that as well.
Yeah, I don't know.
I mean, in cricket, is there any interaction between fans of any sort?
I haven't a clue. I've never been to a cricket game, match,
nor I.
thing, whatever in my life.
What do is there even opposition fans? Or is everybody just goes
because it's on?
As a cricket fan? There has to be.
There must be.
Surely, like if English fans go to support England, but if they're playing India or whoever.
I don't know if there's a huge travelling contingent. I don't know.
Probably not.
I don't really know.
But even a club or whatever, it's not club, county cricket, is it?
I haven't a clue. I don't know what they even call it. A bats off or something like that, is it? We're having a bats off down in the down in the local park there. If anyone wants to come,
Man.
Yeah, I haven't a clue. Don't understand it. But the best thing about sport is the best thing about football. People say, "Oh, football's disgraceful." Yeah. Oh my God, the language.
Gentlemen's game played by hooligans.
Oh my God, absolutely disgraceful. And the songs they sing and everything. Oh my God, saying that. Look at the size of his head and big fat man on the roly-poly. It's not that. It's fucking absolutely awful. The disgusting things they say to each other and everything. But that's like a huge part of the whole thing of getting under the skin of the opposition and throwing them off their game and all that sort of and that doesn't mean you go like absolutely outrageous and say terrible things, but does the circus know you're here is a perfectly hilarious thing. I'm trying to think of some other ones like that they sing in football, they don't sing in girls.
Is football the only sport where you get that sort of chanting songs thing? I'm trying to think of any other sport where you get. I know you get songs, obviously, in the likes of rugby. You get the English singing "Swing Low" and all that. But I'm talking about the kind of funny, chanty songs.
Yeah, where they're giving people grief.
Shit, Michael Jackson and all.
Yeah, you're a shite Michael Jackson. You're just a shit Michael Jackson. Yeah, to Nanny, wasn't it? Yeah. Those are I think
that must be unique to football.
I think it might be. Yeah, and there's some I'm thinking of that I literally can't say because I think people will think I think they're funny.
Right, okay.
And I might laugh when I say them, but that doesn't mean I think they're funny.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
We're laughing ironically. Surely the Americans are a passionate bunch.
But have you seen American football chants? We're going to win. Woo, we're going to win. We're the best team in the land.
Oh, yeah.
It's all that.
It's all that cheerleader shit, isn't it?
We're the best team in the land. Yeah.
Why?
Yeah, we are the Seattle Shitehawks, and we are doing okay. And don't you try and beat us, because we are here to stay.
Because
it's all that sort of stuff.
They do get nasty. They get angry with their because I watched that thing. I think you watched it as well. It was on Netflix, and it was about the kind of college football or one part of the Southern, whatever it was. And they do. They their coaches and stuff. The college guys they get a lot of abuse from fans. If they're not winning, and they get a lot of stick. But they don't. It doesn't seem to be weirdly when the game is on. There's no.
There's not, and there's no comedy in it. Not like West Ham fans going, "We lose every week. We lose every week. You're not that brilliant. We lose every week." There's none of that. Messing and let's pretend we scored a goal.
Humour
and all that black dark humour that goes into it.
Let's pretend we scored a goal is one I think is marvelous. Absolutely one of the greatest ever.
It's brilliant. Let's pretend we scored a goal because they never do. It's amazing,
like that. Who was that team where all the fans they got these big giant arrows and all?
They started
pointing them at the goal
because their team hadn't scored in like 8 or 9 games. They started getting huge arrows to tell the team where to put the ball when they had it. Absolutely brilliant. And that's what makes football the best. Really the global madness of it all. The minute silence in Sligo after a fella's chips got kicked out of his hand. And they had a minute silence for the next game for all the chips lost to the Football League over the years. That's absolutely brilliant. It's absolutely brilliant.
We're going to have to ask the question on the show proper so that we can get some responses. Yeah. Is there's does anybody know of any other sports where you get that level of funny banter?
Yeah, I don't think you do. That's a level of hilarity that goes along with the slagging of each other.
It doesn't sound like it's the kind of thing that's going to happen at your average, river fishing competition or whatever.
Imagine look at the size of your pike. It just doesn't happen.
You call that a pike? It's only
you call that a pike? It was 10 minutes ago. It was tied to a bike. Whatever, just all that sort of stuff.
Yeah, actually that's the other thing we should do as well. We should invent chants where they don't exist. We'll have to try and dream up chance for completely like at a chess match or something.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, that's what you. Yeah, I know.
Heckling at a chess match.
Here comes your rook. Here comes your rook. Rook. Is a rook or rook? I don't know. I don't know what way you're supposed to say it. Yeah.
Castle. Call it a castle.
You've got a big dodgy bishop. You've got a big dodgy bishop. Big dodgy bishop. Your queen only moves one square at a time. Whatever. That doesn't even have a tune, that one. That needs a bit of work now, I'll be honest, that one.
Definitely, we are going to do that. We're definitely going to do that. We'll get actually if you fancy sending one in, if you've got one, you can let us know.
Man,
that is have you any like you're not even watching any sport at the moment?
No, I don't have time.
You've drifted totally away from the football.
Everything,
drifted away from the Dubs with the GAA.
Yeah, well, Premier League's finished. I was watching as much as I could, but very little I could get to see with the kids and everything, on the weekends and stuff. Yeah, so I'm not really getting to see anything.
I suppose
miss it like terrible.
You'll probably come into your own when the kids start playing football.
Oh yeah,
you know what I mean. You'll be able,
that's different.
When they're shortly, probably a year or so now, they'll be on some sort of junior league.
That's
thing,
brilliant,
and you can stand the sideline and use all your chance.
I know.
Imagine that. A lot of 4-year-olds running around.
Imagine
does the circus? No,
you're here. Look at him running around his wellies, bleeding thick. Don't say that. Who won anyway? You know the way they do that. I'm too old to be a parent. All the other parents now be doing the whole. There's no winners. It's just an exhibition game. An exhibition game. Yeah. I was bored down me shy. An exhibition game. So you have to have a winner. What's the point in playing if you can't win?
Yeah. PJ being sent off and everything. Yeah. From the sidelines. Banished to outside the park gates. Yeah, because
there's a lot of parents like that, aren't they? They can't behave themselves. Looking at 8-year-olds going, Jesus Christ! I was saying that so bad as that since Celtic got kicked out in 1969. Cup Winners' Cup. They're like, what's that got to do with that? Shut your hole. You shut your hole. Oh, God, I'm not dropping glasses. I'm actually getting so caught up in it.
Just getting all irate about it. Fantastic. I can't wait to see that. I'll go along to one of your kids' football matches just to see you lose your shit.
Yeah, just to see. There'll be some like feeder club for Shamrock Rovers. 8-year-olds, they'll be there going, shower up bastards. Jesus Christ. Don't say that to kids. Kids! I'd say, they're already into it. They're staying in them. Imagine, get out of here. You get out of here.
I think we should both get out of here before you get us both into trouble.
Leave it a kids match. Let me go home. Let me go home. This place is a shithole. I want to go home. They'd be like, calm down. They're 8.
GloryDaze. It's the very best of Morning Glory with PJ and Jim on Radio Nova.
With Apple Green, helping you enjoy a better journey. Now offering hundreds of M&S food favourites on the go.
Now, we did mention a little bit earlier on, we were talking to Colm. He was taking part in the Nova Know-It-All, and his weekend had been meeting 2 separate groups of old friends. Old school friends on one hand, and old college friends on the other. And it brought up 2 interesting things. One is, we all have that things where we have groupings that never cross over.
And that's the way it should be.
Yeah. It's never your friends or your friends.
Never introduce your workmates to your life mates.
You might hang out with kind of around your home, your local or whatever you might, and versus the people you might hang out with in work versus the people you might know from something else in your life.
No, don't do that. Never cross the streams.
And then also, when you are meeting old friends, because, it always happens. It's like, we must catch up, And a little part of you dies inside. But there has to be. There's now a formula. Pressure. There's now a formula.
There is a formula. They reckon they have found the exact amount of time for people to hang out together, catch up, get through it all. And I mean like the right amount of time to get through the whole how are you doing, what's been happening, how do you socialise, and how's your other half, what's going on, what are you looking forward to, all of that. They reckon they'll have it down to a fine number, and that number is 84 minutes. And if you can do 84 minutes and then knock it on the head, you'll be really looking forward to the next one and not socially dreading it the way Jim dreads any communication in his life whatsoever.
Listen to you now, the way Jim look at you hiding behind me.
Yes.
The man who can't wait to get out there and sort of, who loves somebody turning around and saying to him, why don't we catch up for a point, or why don't we do it?
I'll tell you the difference. You say yes. That's why you dread it. I just go, no. That's why I don't get the dread.
Right. Because you just go,
we must meet up.
That doesn't sound good to me.
What, do you want to meet up next week? No. Whereas Jim goes, all right, and then goes, bloody hell. What am I called? They're going to want to hang out for hours. I'll be going on a weekend away with them now in 6 months. I can't get away with it. That's so brutal. And then, you come in and you'll say, my God, 3 hours. I mean, I like him. I love him, actually. He's a great bloke. He's my best friend. But, jeez, he never shut up. I'll now have to go to a wedding. His son's getting married. Never even met him. My God, I hope he faints before the day. We can all just go home early.
Okay, all right. Point taken.
And he go, how do you get away with it? He goes to me, I just say no. And he'd be there. Yeah. You just say no, just like that, is it?
How do you manage to say no?
Yeah, but anyway, look. I'll say to Jim, do you want to go for a coffee? He goes, no, I don't. And I'm like, it was easy for me.
You're different. Yeah. But anyway,
84 minutes, that's the crucial cocktail.
Because I can manage that. That is a good number.
I think it really is.
I like this now. I can manage that.
And they reckon that 84 minutes will not only be a really nice amount of time to spend with someone, and I actually believe the next line I'm going to say, which is hard for me, that it makes you want to, you look forward to the next time. Right. Because it's low pressure. People have busy lives. They want a low pressure interaction. They want to just in, out, lunch, sandwich, whatever, gone.
Do you know how much I think that this is a good idea?
What's that?
How much on board with this I am. Is I think that in future I'm going to do literally, I'm going to call it an 84. Do you want to do 84 minutes?
That's a great idea.
So that if it's...
That's a great
or
idea.
if I'm asked...
84 or less.
I literally go... Nice one. You're right. Do you want to do a max 84?
Yeah, max 84. Do you want to do a max 84?
Yeah, we could handle that.
People
I could live with that.
Absolutely.
So listen, anybody out there who's listening or knows anybody who's maybe potentially a friend of mine at all, will you just tell them that now, that if they're going to try and make any form of contact, it has to be on the basis of a max 84.
Yeah, a max 84. You're right. And by the way, there's different categories here.
Oh, really?
I think max 80. I think this is 84. It's bang average, right? That's what the real. Well, you and me both seem to agree with it, but. Obviously, it being a survey, it sort of goes through all sorts of times. And some people say, when meeting old friends, God, you'd need 3.5 hours,
Here.
And then some people, at the other extreme, says 24 minutes is all you need.
24?
Every 6 months, 24 minutes. Meet up,
now you put a new...
They don't even sit down.
Maybe a max 24.
A max 24. Do you want to go for a max 24? Yeah. Actually, we'll just do it on the phone.
Yeah.
We'll do a max 24 on the phone. Here you go. Yeah. Imagine Jim coming in on a Monday wrecked.
I'm a terrible friend.
Jim be wrecked, his hand on his head now. Oh, God, I had a tough weekend. Did you? Were you out? No, I wasn't. You come I had a max 24. Went on till about 10:30. God, I'm exhausted after it.
Yeah.
Had to lie down for an hour to recover after, recharge my social battery after the whole thing. Yeah.
That should be my worry. I'd say to somebody, right, max 24, and they go, 24 hours would be fine. No, not
24 hours, you lunatic. And the problem is when you meet someone like that, it can feel like organised fun.
Yeah.
And that once that feeling of organised fun creeps in, it doesn't matter who you're meeting, you're not looking forward to it.
Yeah, because if you met that same person by accident, whatever, it might fall into it and you might have a good time.
Honestly.
But the preparation for it and the fact that it's there in your diary hanging over a dark cloud.
If Elvis came back from the dead and texted you and says, Jim, do you want to go for a coffee? You'd say, yeah, and then on
max
the day,
24,
you'd be going, I've never even really liked Elvis,
GloryDaze. It's the very best of Morning Glory with PJ and Jim on Radio Nova.
You're going to take your wins where you can.
Take your wins when you can.
Even if technically your win isn't a win, but if it's
progress.
If it's not quite a loss, you know what I mean?
Progress. It's all about progress.
Absolutely.
Dublin has been getting grief for years and years. Dirty old town and dirty Dublin, all of that. I've been working around the country a bit lately. It's dirty Dublin, all of that sort of stuff. Hear it all the time. Well, Dublin, and in particular North Inner City Dublin, has been getting picked on for a while by being named the litter black spot of Ireland,
Like as in the worst of the tidy, not even tidy
seriously,
towns.
It's been classed as seriously littered for a long time, So it's not tidy towns thing, it's this, the Irish Business Against Litter survey people.
Right.
So you're trying to...
So North Inner City Dublin has been the worst.
Yeah, so
in the
Dublin
whole
in
country.
general hasn't done great. North Inner City Dublin was on the bottom of the table.
Okay.
No more. Go on up the dubs. Up the dubs.
What? Don't tell me. Where have we gone?
We're off the bottom. We're off the bottom.
Brilliant.
Limerick
Are we far off the bottom?
We're off it, okay? We're off the bottom. So Limerick is now the dirtiest place.
Right.
And we've also, North Inner City Road, we overtook Portlaoise as well.
Portlaoise?
Yeah, so we're still in the relegation zone, but Limerick is on the bottom, then Portlaoise, then Dublin. North Inner City Dublin. Yeah, so go on the dubs. And it does show things are improving.
Right.
Things are getting better. And then an incredible title given to swords. Wait till you hear this. This great title for swords. Now awarded clean to European norms. There's something to celebrate.
Wow.
Swords has finally become normal.
That's what I was just about to say.
Yeah.
So now, whatever the norm is, that's considered a success.
Yeah, it's a bit like having office awards, isn't it? And then you say, and the award for somebody who finally doesn't smell anymore goes to Jeremy. Well done, Jeremy. It's been great since you started showering now.
Yeah.
Everybody is getting on a lot better.
I'd like to congratulate Jeremy for achieving the norms of body odour. Yeah. Well done.
We haven't seen his underpants crawl out of his trousers when he's bending over to pay at the photocopier for weeks now. His hair is all brushed and everything.
Brilliant.
He's totally normal.
It goes to show, doesn't it? It's all about perspective.
Yes,
Yes, you could turn around and say it's still one of the 3 worst places in the world,
but
in the country.
That's a cynical way to look at it.
You have to look at up 2 places.
Up 2 places.
Up 2 places. It's meteoric.
Yes, one of these days will be as normal as swords. If we keep going this way, one of these days will be as normal, yeah. Tala moved up 2 spots as well. Tala's doing well. Ballymun
they go right down into individuals' areas.
They do, yeah. Sligo is the winner so far. Sligo is like the
least littered.
The Manchester City of the litter. So yeah, that's the cleanest town in Ireland. But there's only 16 of them there. If you were littering, you'd stick out. It's not a fair comparison. And then Monaghan, Leak Slipped. Those are the 3.
Leak Slip is one of the top 3.
Well. Yeah, Leak Slip in the top 3 there. Yeah.
Fair play, Leak Slip.
Leak Slip far more than normal.
Mind
Leak
you,
Slip is like Jim McCabe.
But is there people in Leak Slip, or is it just companies, really, isn't it?
Intel.
That's what I'm saying.
That's it.
Leak Slip is a huge kind of like industrial park.
You're right. It's unfair. You're up against professional cleaners that have to wear spacesuits to go to work and everything.
Yeah. And they don't have kids dropping litter and everything.
No, you're right. You're right. There's no,
I can't believe somebody seized on the opportunity to give Dublin a kicking again.
Why? What did they say?
Pointing out that with Portlaoise falling into the bottom 3, somebody's literally texted in, a lot of Dubs living in Portlaoise.
Oh, get out. Get over yourself. Imagine that. Talk about not
letting them get away with that.
Talk about not taking responsibilities for your answer. That's one of those. A lot of people moved from Swords out to Portlaoise,
Oh yeah, it's the Dubs coming in. That's what brought us down.
You smell off them, yeah. Tell Del Jeremy not to come back either.
Wow.
But that's it, yeah.
So there it is.
Things are getting better.
Okay.
On a national level, though, it's important to say everywhere is getting better.
Right.
So whatever initiatives that have happened, it's good to see Ireland is becoming overall a less littered place,
Yeah, no, that is a good sign.
Yeah.
And it just goes to show it is all about perspective. And,
it is about perspective.
You have to take your wins where they come, and just so those people of Dublin, people of inner city, north side Dublin in particular.
Yeah, well,
congratulations to you.
Yeah, congratulations to you. And in fairness, in Dublin, in North Inner City Dublin, all Dublin, our food comes in wrappers. They have to go somewhere. It's not like living up where Jim lives, so you just pull a turnip out of the ground and eat like an apple or anything.
GloryDaze, the best of Morning Glory with PJ and Jim.
With Apple Green, helping you enjoy a better journey. Now offering hundreds of M&S food favourites on the go.
Radio Nova.
I know that, oftentimes myself and PJ, we do sort of slag each other a little bit, there does be a little bit of banter, a little bit. Obviously you always take it too far. You always go too far and become hurtful and everything. But generally speaking, a little bit of banter back and forth.
You only have little feelings.
But I am genuinely delighted for him today. I am really, really pleased for him today.
Oh,
because it's a fantastic story, and he deserves the right to have a little bit of a celebration. His beloved homeland of Mayo has come out as the place. The place to raise your kid.
My homeland of Mayo. I'll tell you something from a fella who was raised in the jungle and had to be fired, had to catch him with tranquilizer darts to bring him to Finglas. That's a bit rich. But they have said, the absolute truth of the story is, Mayo has been named the best county in Ireland to raise a family. And that's true. That's true. An actual researcher, believe it or not. True, an actual researcher. Yeah. That's analysed key metrics such as crime rates, schools, access to green spaces to find the best place for parents to bring up kids. Donegal ranked second, believe it or not, and then it was followed by Kerry. So those are the top 3 places. But Mayo, distinguishably Mayo, is the number 1 place they say to raise children, to raise a family, to have a family.
The top 3 are kind of
Places with no one in it. No one there.
I was going to say synonymous with the impressive landscapes
No one there.
and great nature.
Nobody wants to be there.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that's what it is. Of course it's for raising a family. Sure, if there's no one in the school, you can always get a place in the school.
Well,
no
it just goes to show that learning, obviously, like if they're saying the schools are the, one of the reasons. Obviously, learning outside must be a good thing now.
Yeah, that's it. Learning in the hedges and everything. Sure, the teacher just comes to your house because there's no one else in the class.
Wow. So it's, and I assume
I'm shocked.
Part of it is the kind of non-urbanized aspect of it or whatever. Good point, actually. Thank you for that. They're saying, the crime rates are low. Of course they're low. There's no one there. You know your local criminal. There he is. There's Harry from Westport. There he is. Yeah.
So you can't get away with much over there.
Did you take again? Yes. Well, bring it back.
Yeah, so it's natural that the population...
Were you in my house last night? Yeah, okay.
Well, don't be doing that again, Harry. I told you 3 times. I'll have to get the guard in from Sligo. We'll have to talk to you again.
So, schools, low crime...
low crime,
nature,
access to green spaces and all of that. And then you get your value for money in the hall. Sure, of course you get value for money. They walk around picking onions off trees and eating them like apples around Mayo. It's a mad old place altogether.
Extraordinary.
Yeah, this is. I don't agree. I obviously don't agree with this at all. Dublin is obviously the best place to have access to everything. Granted, you can look at it, it's very hard to park and all that.
Yeah, and very hard to afford any of it.
And very hard to afford.
You know it's there.
At least it's there. At least it's there.
So just think, when did you actually leave Mayo?
You stop it. I never lived in Mayo.
We did the blood tests.
That's nothing to do with any. I never lived there.
You bleed red and green.
That's my DNA. My DNA. You know the way your DNA has Neanderthal in it. You know the way you can tolerate raw meat. It doesn't mean you ever actually lived in the jungle.
GloryDaze. It's the very best of Morning Glory with PJ and Jim on Radio Nova.
Despite my many years that PJ likes to point out, mind you, he goes over the top. I'm not as many years as he likes to point out. But I have never come across the phenomenon that I encountered this morning, because apparently our John, right, who we love dearly, right, who's producing the show today, came in and presented a problem which I have to confess I had never ever.
You never encountered it?
I'd never encountered it.
John came in in his cagoule,
yes,
which I didn't know what that was until quite recently. He came in his very light weatherproof jacket.
It's probably not even a cagoule, but we just love the word cagoule, and particularly when we apply it to John.
Yeah, and he came in all cagouled, and he was like, I was walking and it was there, and he goes, and my shoelace opened 4 times on the walk. To which Jim went, 4 times? Wait a minute, I could see Jim's face. He was doing the whole, judging someone downwardly, going in. No, he doesn't know how to tie his shoelaces.
Judging someone downwardly.
Judging someone downwardly. And then we had to inform Jim of the course of slippy laces.
Yeah, you turned around and said, what I was doing the kind of like 4 times at all. You turned around and went, slippy laces.
Slippy laces.
Like it was a sort of a well-known
phenomenon.
Yeah.
It is a well-known phenomenon.
The phenomenon of slippy laces.
It's a well-known phenomenon. Yeah.
Okay.
Sometimes you buy your shoes. It's always just one, by the way. You'd never have a pair of slippy laces.
Right.
You buy a pair of shoes or hiking boots. I had a pair of hiking boots. Drove me mad. They're fine most of the time. Very occasionally they'll slip on the dry, but they do. And then you get out in the rain, or you get out and you're walking, some distance in the rain, and they just keep opening because for some reason you have a natural pair of slippy laces.
Right. So you're saying it's definitely not operator error?
Definitely not. It's like the way you'll have one pair of underpants that will crawl up your bottom, or you'll have one t-shirt that for some reason will have a scratchy piece on it.
Right.
Sometimes you just get a defected pair of slippy laces.
Is there a scientific explanation for why, other than wet surfaces? If the other lace is perfectly happy to exist in the rain, why do you only get a one slippy lace phenomenon?
I don't know. And even when I had a really bad case of slippy laces many years ago, I decided I would try and swap the laces into the shoes, or swap the laces from the left to the right and the right to the left. And the slippy lace problem continued just on the other foot.
So it's a lace defect?
I believe so.
Affected by H2O?
Yeah, I believe so.
Wow.
I tried some of my best lifeboat knots and none of them would work.
Good Lord. Because the implications for this, people might think this is trivial, but the implications...
Oh, it's very...
you're literally talking about a man over there, for example, in PJ Gallagher, who, as he says himself, has been trained in the tying of knots. So you would, Like,
I'm telling you.
Are we talking about, boats going to be drifting off into the ocean?
If there's a slippy rope.
If there's a mild shower. It's just mean. Like, you don't know what you're up against. You could have, it's
like when you get an itchy zip. Do you ever buy an itchy zip? And there's nothing you can do about it.
An itchy zip.
Yeah, and no matter what time, what you do with it, you can put it on over jumpers, everything. It'll still manage to be an itchy zip,
right?
Or a scratchy tag. Do you remember a scratchy tag?
Well, now a scratchy tag that's a worldwide phenomenon.
Absolutely,
a scratchy tag is the bane of everybody's had an issue with a scratchy tag.
Yeah.
That's I don't know that many people have encountered the slippy lace phenomenon. Especially since, as you say, it's a one lace deal. A number of people have been on to say, by the way, as well, which I did say. I did say that to John, that maybe he is entering the era of Velcro runners.
My God Almighty!
He's considerably younger than both PJ and myself.
Yeah,
and yes, he strangely embraced the idea of Velcro runners when we mentioned it in passing, didn't he?
He did, but that says more about John than anyone else. I want to tell you something. I remember a couple of years ago, I saw a man walking past the house,
right,
holding a blue bag and wearing a pair of Velcro runners,
right.
And I looked at his runners, and it was the first time I set the alarm for 6 months on the house. Was there any grown man who wears Velcro runners is up to no good?
Right. To be honest with you, I would have thought that anybody wearing Velcro runners would be a fairly harmless individual, to be honest with you.
Up to no good. If you can't even be bothered doing that, Jim, can't even be bothered tying shoelaces, can you be trusted in society? I doubt it.
You've been listening to GloryDaze, the best of Radio Nova's Morning Glory with PJ and Jim. Catch the show live weekdays 6 to 10 on FM, online at nova.ie, or on the Nova app.